Welcome again to another segment when we are here as your association, along with one of just a great ministry with the Faith and Hope Counseling, want to give you resources just to grow in your mental health and your emotional health to help all of your relationships. We've covered a lot of topics over the last few months, and today we are tackling probably one of the most difficult, most pressing in today's society, and that is marriage, connected with a family. And so today we're going to try to dive in just to a couple issues that we can put some tools in your tool belt to help strengthen your marriage. And so again, as our Director of Counseling, Dr. Sharon Thompson, so good to get going again on a new topic.
Yep.
Let's talk about what can couples do to build that lasting and healthy marriage relationship.
Well, we think about small things often. So when we think about couples and building a healthy marriage, we think about take some small steps every day to try to build that history of a long, healthy marriage.
Okay, what are a couple of, just throw out a couple of steps maybe that somebody could take.
So when we think about when you leave every day, we think about having that positive parting. And so before you leave, spend 2 minutes with your spouse and ask them what's one thing that's going to happen in your day today. Just one thing. And then when you leave, there's a lot of research about the 6-second kiss. So in our field, we talk about that a lot, that 6-second lingering kiss. And so you want to talk about what's one thing in your day and then have that 6-second kiss before you go out the door.
So those, I like that it is not an open-ended question. It is a very closed-ended, specific question. Excuse me, to say, hey, what? Actually, it's an open-ended question. What is one thing I can help you? And so it's not the yes or no. And so there's the physical, there's the relational, the verbal. Is there anything, maybe I think it's been called like the red zone, that maybe when everybody comes home from the day, tell us about the red zone.
Yeah, that red zone is so hard because everybody comes home, everybody is like going nuts. You know, that's usually the kids' homework time, you're trying to get dinner going. And so we say, could you carve out just 20 minutes sometime in that red zone where you guys could talk to each other, pick a quiet space, come back and ask about how the thing go. The thing that you said, here was the thing that was going to happen in my day.
So connecting the morning conversation with an afternoon kind of debrief, recap outline.
Yeah, how'd it go? And then also tell about your stress outside of marriage. So spend a moment just saying, so here's one thing that was also very stressful for me outside, nothing to do with our marriage. And so those are the rules. We call it the stress reducing conversation, right?
Mm-hmm. And then there will be discernment within those conversations that if either spouse needs to say, hey, what can I do to help? Or, hey, I just needed to listen. I needed somebody to talk to. And so those will have to be I'm gathering some discernment that spouse will have to take, whether to speak, be silent, what to do.
Well, what we really want to happen in that conversation, so it's going to be just about 8 minutes per spouse that they're telling about their stress. We want the listener to be interested, to show eye contact, to show empathy, to be like, I'm on team John, right?
Yeah.
But not really to solve it. So we don't want to solve it. We don't want to give solutions. We want to instead show empathy. We want to say things like, wow, that must be really hard. I can't imagine what that was like. And then in the end, then you could ask, well, would you like me to help with solutions? Most of the time, really, what we found is the spouse doesn't want solutions. They just want to be heard. Most people do, right?
Okay. Now, do we have permission to do another 6-second kiss when we come back?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. We want that 6-second kiss one more time when we come back again.
Gotcha.
Right?
All right. So we have just that morning kickoff, the conversations there. We get back, we're debriefing, we're talking about our day, reconnecting in a safe space. But beyond the day-to-day, date nights, good habits, what can we help for date nights? Because those can be a challenge in a hectic day.
Yeah, we'd really like once a week for clients to have about a 2-hour date night. And so in that date night time, again, what we want you to do is don't talk about your kids, don't talk about issues within the relationship, but talk about life dreams, about visions. One of the ways couples move apart is that they don't know what their spouse is thinking or feeling currently. So ask some questions like, if you could go on a getaway anywhere, where would it be? What are you thinking about retirement? What dreams do you have for the next 5 years that you would like to fulfill? So those questions, to do those check-ins, so you're learning what your spouse is thinking and feeling and where they want to go.
Those are good. Candace said recently we had found this little app. It's just kind of a date night app, and so it just kind of gives conversation questions. And so sometimes your brain can go into neutral, and so I know there's some great resources out there. Hey, we want to make sure that marriages are stronger. It's just that very first institution that God created is the marriage. And so that just spills into so much of our society and our culture. And so if we can help you strengthen your marriage, don't hesitate to reach out here to the Faith and Hope Counseling Center. We want to strengthen your family so we can just make a brighter and better day. Thanks so much. God bless.